Hello and welcome back to the Syndicate Competitive League 3 studio. This is Ari Danica here with Bacchanalian and Apathetic Brent and our guest Grammar Nazi from our sponsor SomerBlink. And congratulations to Insurance Fraud Inc. over Exodunks in match 3, round 2, our first match to go to 3 rounds today. So before we get into the discussion, I would be remiss. I run my own monthly meetup in Austin, Texas, and they are actually at Mothership Games and watching us. So hey guys, sorry I can't be with you. But what do you guys think? We're going to round 3, our first match going to round 3 for Insurance Fraud Inc. versus Exodunks. Two kind of interesting teams. So what happened there?
Well, the biggest issue there was that because the Macarials were dual tanked, they were never able to get a hold of anything, and Insurance Fraud just did what their comp was built to do and kite it out very well. So basically, just kite them out, do moderate DPS, and just chisel away at the team until finally you have an advantage and take the win.
Yeah, it was a good turnaround from Insurance Fraud. I'm happy to see them step up. In SCL week 2, they had a bit of a early exit, unlike week 1, where they put on a pretty epic show. So I'm glad to see. I know they're a quality team, and I'm glad to see them make a match out of this. And I'll be curious to see. I think the third match of the best of 3 is going to be the most exciting yet.
Yeah, I think that they need to find a way to. They either need to change their setup. That Navy Raven double Tengu setup was built directly to, well, not built directly to counter, but is a very good counter to the armor triple Megathron hull setup that Exodunks is so commonly using. They will never get caught by those, and it's just an easy match for them. The Macarials were probably a decent choice, but they didn't have enough field control. They didn't have a way to get in range of anything. And even though they have good damage projection, if memory recalls, they were being damped out, so they couldn't really apply it. And obviously they don't have the damage projection of Tengus and Navy Raven, but they can still, with a Macarial, you can still hit out to 60 kilometers pretty easy if you can lock.
Yeah, it's interesting. In local, you see DHP Wildcats, Burn Eden Raven for the win. It's an old school. We've seen Navy Ravens out of Burn Eden going as far back as I've been playing 2006. So they know how to use them. That's for sure, and they showed it this time.
Now, did you think that Comp had a chance when it came onto the field?
Well, looking at it, I thought that it could go either way. I initially called it for Exodunks, but as soon as they weren't able to catch anything, which came as a bit of a surprise to me, there was no chance of them winning. They needed some sort of a sturdy frig to be able to get on, tackle the Logi, get it down, and then try to get a hold of that Navy Raven.
All right, well, we do have the bans for the next match in already, but before we get to that, we are going to do our final viewer giveaway for the day. And this giveaway is going to be for a Balgorn, which is worth 1 billion ISK. So what you're going to do, of course, is once I give the trivia question, you will send you'll send 0.01 ISK to Miss Loot God, and the reason will be your answer to this trivia question, which is, which player alliance built the first Titan? Where is its permanent wreck located? And what is it called? So there are 3 answers that you need to give us, and I will repeat the question. I'm sorry. Oops. That is not the correct. Yes, that is the question for this one. Which player alliance built the first Titan? Where is its permanent wreck located? And what is it called? So 3 answers. Give us those 3 answers. And if you are the chosen one, you will win a Balgorn. So moving on to the bans for our next round, which will be match 4, round 2, Test Alliance Please Ignore versus Pandemic Legion. It is a Tengu and Dominix for Test Alliance and Amalis and Carries for Pandemic Legion.
So what that tells me right off the bat is that PL wants to run most likely a long-range setup because they're trying to get rid of damp ships. The Tengu and Dominic's ban, they're trying to ban out 2 Tinker setups, but it's not super effective the way they did it because they can just bring in a couple Sins, they can bring in a Proteus, they can do an Armor Tinker very easily with that, and Test does not want to face that Tinker again, so I think that they probably could have come up with some better bans to make that happen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because we've seen the Tinker setup run with the Loki, and for that matter, obviously the armor comps. But I'm pretty sure in SCL week 2 we saw a remote rep Loki Tinker comp. So I'm hoping they come with a better counter than just trying to ban out the Tengu because I'm certain PL can field something to get around that ban.
Right, and it's not quite as strong, but you can throw a Basilisk in place of that to make it work.
Indeed. And one thing I want to quickly jump in with is thank you to all of you who have liked our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/syndicatecl. We just hit our 100th like, a Scott, whose last name I will not share near. But thank you very much. And, I'm going to throw this out there. If we hit 150 likes today, the 150th person, I'll personally send 50 million ISK to. And if we hit 200, I'll send 100 million to the 200th like. So get on there and like that and see if we can get there. Also, get on to SomerBlink. There's some promo blinks going out here. There's a curse promo blink up right now that I'm trying to win, and looks like I did not get the carrier skill book. Oh, that's sad. But there are plenty of blinks up there, and people, betting on them. So check it out.
Wait, how much are those carrier skill books ones? Because I am training for a carrier skill book and I need to.
I believe it was
broke.
34.5 million, something like that.
Per ticket.
Yep, per ticket.
That's not bad. So just a reminder of our trivia question: which player alliance built the first Titan? Where is its permanent wreck located? And what is it called? So player alliance, location of the wreck, and the Titan's name. So send that into Miss Loot God with your 0.01 ISK and your 3 answers in the reason. And it looks like the teams are getting on the field. So real quickly, we'll go through and call predictions.
I gotta say, I think this one's gonna go to Pandemic Legion again. They've just been running, strong comps in comparison to Test, and I think that overall their team synergy is better.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to come out of fighting. I think the Test team, in theory, should do fairly well against this, but PL, with being an experienced team that they are, may just outpilot them. We're at just under 500 viewers on the stream right now. PL and Test, two of the biggest, well-known alliances in the game. This is kind of a grudge match between former HBC guys. Let's get some more viewers. Tell your friends, tell your alliance mates, get them on. Let's watch this. It should be an exciting match, and we're certainly going to have another exciting one after this. So.
You know what? As much as I'm hoping to see an Armageddon setup, or a setup based on just pure face-melting DPS to counter a Tinker setup, I'm going to have to go with Pandemic Legion as well for this one.
All right, and I don't know. Test is just so spunky. I'm gonna go with Test. Maybe they'll pull it out. Who knows? So here it is, match 4, round 2 for SCL 3, day 1. Test Alliance Please Ignore versus Pandemic Legion. And now throwing it to the young and rambunctious Elendar, and of course our sultry voiced Selderain of our EU commentary team.
Hello again, this is a very nervous Eleanor back with Seldrine for round 2 of